What's going on, everybody?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Baby, you know it's dark in here, kind of. Or you got your shades on, like
I just showed you some glasses. I got to break myself.
Okay,
I got to wean myself.
So why you got the sunglasses on,
because
or not sunglasses? What happened?
They are sunglasses.
They are.
I had cataract surgery.
Okay.
And I can see.
So you just had the
doctor said I had 20/20 vision. I went from a checkup Friday, and he said I had 20/20.
That's good. So why you still got the glasses on?
Because I'm just used to wearing glasses. I have set some on my face.
So Fuller got to put some on. Y'all, he don't even need the glasses no more. In fact, there is no vision, no prescription in these glasses. Now, if I take my glasses, I need some glasses on so I can see you guys, because I've been wearing, these are my prescription readers because I wear them all the time. I have to see.
So then I'm gonna get my left eye done this coming Thursday.
Okay, this coming Thursday.
So both of my eyes will be 20/20.
So what do? They put you under, and then they keep your eyes open, and then they deaden your eye, or
they have
some
anesthesiologist there, and they gotta put your eye in the middle, so you don't feel nothing.
Okay, so your eyes open.
Laser. Yeah, I had to open because they had to go inside, and I can see them doing something, but I can't feel it.
Okay,
and it's something like almost like a machine that goes down and comes back across, and then they take you out there and put you in another one, I guess, and put the lens. It's really like almost like replacing your pupil. They like put a lens on it or something.
Does it go dark?
And it's clear. No, never go dark. I never was out of it where I couldn't function, but it was no pain. It was really, really simple. 20 minutes surgery.
And you got the drops in your eye every
day. 4 times a day, 3 times a day. Next week 2 times, next 1.
So you're gonna
my eyes have, my eyes have not been irritated. I've not been complaining about it or nothing. Right. But I could see. But it was so funny. I went into the office and they told me to cover my left eye. And she said, read what you can read, see what's the lowest line you can read. And they have about 5 lines. I went straight to the bottom and read all across. She said, whoa. And then she said, I want you to know the difference. So she had me cover my right eye. I couldn't even see past the second line.
Wow.
I can't wait to get my other one.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you need to go talk to them.
I'm going to talk to them. I tried to get I'm going to pose this to our guest today. And by the way, should we play our music before we bring them on? Or should I play it at the very end?
Play it at the end.
Play it at the end.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my mom about, who's 91, by the way. I was talking to her about getting LASIK, or it's not LASIK, it's cataract surgery. She's like, look, I'm too old for that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So she's like, I know I need a cataract removed or 2, but I ain't doing nothing to my eyes. And so, but I thought about it. Some of you guys may not know. So men full of tell too much our business. Some of you guys may not know I'm actually partially blind in my right eye. So the glasses don't matter. The glasses are here for me to be able to see and protect my one good eye, which is the left eye. And so, but this right eye, so if I close my left eye, try to see out of my right eye, I can't see anything. It's kind of like just a blur.
So if I want to take advantage of you, I just hit you in the left eye, and then you can't see me, and you can't see me no more.
Did he say that? Did he say? Yo, I tell you what I got to deal with.
That's not even my nature.
I can't even deal with it. I don't even know what's going on. But yes, so this right eye, when I was smaller, I got to be careful. When I was smaller, I had meningitis. And one of the results of the meningitis or the disease was that I ended up not being able to see out of my right eye. And then I couldn't walk for a little bit. So I had surgery. I probably didn't even tell you this. I had surgery on my right ankle. So I have the stitches or the scar from when I had surgery, when I had the meningitis.
Right.
And so, but all those years, I used to go to the doctor, try to get, now listen, parents, when your kids got something going on physically, don't get scared and say, I'm not going to do that because I'm afraid. Because my mom was afraid that I was going to go blind. And so had we done it early enough, just like you doing the cataract, they would have been able to repair and I would have been able to see out of this eye. So for years, I've not been able to see, but I am going to go and.
But black folks have always been scared of the doctor, especially black men.
I don't know.
So I'm telling you, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. I've had friends that had prostate cancer. Some went to the doctor, some didn't, and the ones that didn't pay dearly for it.
Yeah, because they wait too long.
Wait too long to it. Yeah. But if you go when it's first diagnosed, go ahead and get it out the way. Yeah. It's it's nothing to it either.
Yeah, because now I'm 50 something, and now it's been this way for so long.
Right.
And so when I go to the eye doctor, I don't go to see a regular optometrist. I go see an ophthalmologist. That's a person that deals with the eye, the very special parts of the eye, and does surgery and stuff like that. And so I take Austin also to an ophthalmologist.
Right.
Paige goes too. Paige has 20/20 vision.
Mm-hmm.
Austin has to see an ophthalmologist just because there could be a history there.
Right.
And so, but I don't envy you, but I'm glad that you have the ability.
But you should go and see though about the doctor, because he's young. So
Yep.
much innovation has come.
So much technology
since you was like that.
Yep.
And so I would just go to see it, and it costs you to see.
Let's go check. So I'm gonna go check because
They probably could just correct your eye, put things over it.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
Yep. So we're gonna go
we
check.
believe God.
We trust.
We believe God. They invent something just for you.
Look.
You got that kind of favor.
Yes. And
You're
I
a
agree with
magnet for all things good. A magnet for all things good.
Amen. Yes, I am. And so look, baby, we got magnets for all things good from last week.
Yeah.
The Jeffersons are back with us again today.
Right.
And should I just go ahead and
bring
pop them
in?
Let me make sure I can
Jefferson and Michelle, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
I like your hair, Michelle.
It's
Thank you.
Really pretty. She got that sandy brown hair. Mr. Jefferson and full of like them brown sugar women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I hear somebody say, "Been very good to me. Been very good to me."
Yes.
Me and Jefferson got the same haircut.
Look. And look, y'all got the same colors on tonight.
Yes.
And so you guys, thank y'all so much for joining us again. And Michelle and Mr. Jefferson, you can see now the roles are reversed. We're in a hotel room,
right?
And you guys are home.
Right. We're at home now.
We literally just walked in to our hotel room. We are moving our son Austin into his college, it's apartment, but it's the dorm. And so he moves in on Monday.
Called SCAD, and what SCAD stand for?
Savannah College Art and Design. And so I said he moved in on Monday.
They're the Harvard. They're the Harvard of the movie making, creativity, and all that. So right here in Savannah, they own almost all Savannah.
Yeah,
they have one in Atlanta also.
Yeah, but they even have the strangest careers in roller coaster design. They have some in not just interior design, fashion design, anything that you can
engineering,
animation,
AI, right.
Whatever it is that you can imagine that maybe the regular university doesn't offer. They really bring in high-end industry people that work in that field.
Yeah, even Denzel and his family was down here about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
They work with the top producers in Hollywood, and they got like an ongoing thing. They bring them in, and they work with the students, and so it's very interesting. And just a little about Savannah. Savannah is a historical time where they even brought slaves in, and so SCAD, you can't build a lot of new building because it's landlocked. So they took a lot of the old warehouses and things like that and turned them into classrooms and turned them into classrooms and stuff. So they use their creativity to make it look different and all. So it's pretty neat. It's really neat.
And look, one of the things that companies are doing now is they'll come to SCAD and hire, not necessarily hire, but they'll take a group of students and ask them to solve a problem that they've been trying to solve. And then they'll, I don't know if they pay the school SCAD, but they bring in these kids that have creative thinking. And so like Austin, his major is in film and his minor is producing something. Or his other minor was graphics design. So they look for, instead of paying you and me high dollar money for something we may or may not be able to solve, they go get the college students and they ask them to work on this as a project. And a lot of companies, even when they had SCAD, a graduation in Atlanta, I was so impressed. They had, what is the guy's name that's the musician? You guys would know him if I called his name. But he's a very creative director now, and he's a musician. And so they had him to come in, and they had our mayor of Atlanta that came in and talked about how the students came in from SCAD to the Atlanta government and did something creative that they had not been able to solve. So anyway, that's enough on SCAD. And we're excited to be down here, and we're moving Austin in. And so hence we are in this hotel room.
Right.
and just decided that we would get a chance to still meet with the Jeffersons, who we had such a good time with last
Moving
night.
on up.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.
Yes. And so, I went back and watched our broadcast from last week, and I was saying to Fuller, and I want to start with this, Michelle, because I was saying to Fuller that I got emotional. Most people don't ever see Darlene get emotional, but it was something, I think I equated it to the things that when Fuller and I first got together, there were people that were not necessarily naysayers. We almost slightly ignored when people were had a little bit of angst that we were getting married and getting together.
And some of them, my family,
and some of us family, and the reason why is because for us, we had kind of moved faster than the norm, and we hadn't thought about it because it was during COVID. But Fuller was saying to all the naysayers, when do you want me to decide that I'm going to be happy? Is it when you get over the grief of Jean, his late wife, when you decide you no longer hurting? And so last week when
but supposing the other sibling is not ready yet, then I'm gonna wait till this one get ready and that one get ready, and then when I'm going to move on with my life, because they're going home every night with their husband or whatever, or their wives. And so, they can put a limit on what you should do with your life, because they've never been there. They would never understand. Never understand.
Yeah, but I got a revelation on it last week. So when Mr. Jefferson was talking and Michelle were talking, I began to observe that I got emotional because, one, I saw Mr. Jefferson for so many years married to Miss Jefferson, Juanita Jefferson. And now I can see this beautiful reunion, this happiness that you can't explain unless you've been through it. And so for me, when I got emotional, I began to think of that joy of losing a spouse, finding love again. However, I realized that the people that were feeling hurt about you having gotten remarried or with somebody, how they felt.
Right.
I did. I saw it for the first time, how hurt they were. They loved Darlene because most of our friends know us both, but they knew me differently because I was leading praise and worship. They knew Fuller as Bishop Fuller. And so when you bring these two people together, but they also knew Jean and they loved Jean. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I see what they felt, and I'm a little bit sensitive to it. That mean I changed my mind. That mean that I was, I felt that grief and joy all at the same time. So you guys, we understand for those that have gone through and watched Michelle and Mr. Jefferson's journey. You watch me and Fuller's journey. We get it, but we can't wait on other people. You can still grieve. You can still hurt in happiness and in sadness. But at joy sometimes.
But I think sometimes I still grieve every once in a while, and the thought of it. I still do. But do you have still going through that, Mr. Jefferson?
Well, yes, of course. Anytime you have children, you feel some emotion that that I can't replace all of that.
Right.
But I can do my best to do that. I had the grandson this weekend, the last grandson, and we enjoyed, and he wasn't ready to go home. I mean, we fought and we did everything. I mean, it's just so much love and everything there. And Michelle understand it so much, until it just put us in a separate category from the average couple. I'm telling you, we are set apart at this point in our life.
Well, my siblings, they just adore Darlene. They admire her so much. They included her in everything. It's like she's been here all the time. So they're very happy. And Mom Blondine, they call her Mom. I mean, they even call her Mom, and everything. And they love on her. They treat her like a queen. They spoil her.
Mr. Jefferson, can you believe Mom is 91?
I tell you, she still look good. I tell you, each time I see her, I just can't believe it. The same person, I
know the same person.
The same lovable person.
Almost the same. So let's get into having our conversation about finding love again. Is there something that, Michelle, I'm gonna start with you, that you said, man, I should have said that, and didn't say something last week that you thought that would have been good had I mentioned this. Anything, either one of you guys. I mean, does anything resonate? Because I'm telling you, it was so powerful.
This, or we could have said that, or we thought about this, or thought about that.
Because people are looking for love again.
Right.
They're some of us are finding it in the wrong places.
Right.
And so we were talking about that one of the things we said we were going to talk about is, Mr. Jefferson, is what should we be telling people about finding love? And you started talking about, well, first of all, you got to start talking to the ladies.
Right.
And not being scared to say stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Can you go into some of that? Because you were about to go into a whole list.
Yes, you kind of start off. I'm not a great big talker in the beginning, but when I get to know and start the feeling, then things come. She always tell me I can say some of the most unique words and stuff in time of need, in time of trouble or anxieties like that. But yes, I mean, I'm just the type of person that, like I tell Michelle, I said, Michelle, I was at the store shopping one day, and I saw this lady, and I was, minding my business, and I just asked this lady. I say, we was looking at those incense that go in your house, because I tried to clean and keep the house going to make it smell and stuff. And I just asked the lady, which one did she like? And she helped me pick out one. And I left it at that, And I say, and I tell Michelle right now, I said, Michelle, that's why if you see something you like to say, but I think the lady kind of wanted to say something, but you know how most women don't want to say anything. And that's why I say, if you see something, you want to talk to someone, I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I don't think, as far as I can see,
Were you married at this time, Mr. Jefferson? Were you already married, or this is?
No, I was still single.
This is before me.
It was before Michelle. That's why I say that. I think if this lady had, because she was just the most attractive looking lady, and everything, and so I could feel the look that she may have given me a look later on or something like that, because I've always tried to.
But you didn't say anything either.
I didn't say anything other than
he didn't say anything
to get what I wanted,
He wasn't supposed to.
Right.
And I'm the type of person, I always like to dress conservative and very neat and everything, And so, and she didn't say anything. And I tell her, I say, because I was very vulnerable at that time, because I had been dating, and the lady told me up front that she didn't want to get married, and it had been going on, and we go to things like that and around my children and stuff. And I just had the need that I wanted someone to be married to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this was in that stage. That's where I had reached out to my daughter, Katrina. And she said, well, Daddy, it's several ladies that kind of like you or something like that. But Katrina's not she's gonna be reserved with what she is doing and saying. So eventually, like I say, her Delta friend, and they came up with the idea of Michelle, and me and Michelle met and had a little dinner or lunch or whatever you call it. And we just started from that point, because I guess she wanted someone and I wanted someone, and we just started talking and started doing things, and it didn't take us much time to realize that we did want to get married,
Yeah.
And like I say, it was over when I talked to my children and I talked to her children, and they said we don't have a problem at all with it.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, they were so rejoicing in it until we had no other choice but to proceed, So. And here we are now, and we, like I say, it is so interesting, because usually what strain on a relationship is that when you're going into a relationship and you're looking for you're looking for help. I'll put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not looking for help. But in the meantime, I wanted someone that was halfway independent,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I don't want you to depend on me.
Yeah.
Because we don't know each other exactly where we need to be at that time.
Right.
So I want you to be on solid ground.
Yeah.
And like I've always tried to be on solid ground because I started preserving long time ago.
Yeah.
So when I got to this point, and I didn't want it to go like this, but what I had and everything, I didn't mind. I wanted a spouse that I love well enough that I don't have to worry about if I leave something behind. You know, I don't want to worry about that. I just want to enjoy time that we have together.
That's it.
That we can enjoy. And we was out on the West Coast, and we had a marvelous time. And we didn't have to worry about, well, is this going to get paid? Is that, you know, is this or that? And she said, well, I'm running kind of low. I said, don't worry, baby, I got you. You know, don't worry about that, you know. And like I say, it just make life so much easier when you can do those things. And Michelle is such a beautiful lady. She's more beautiful than you see.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Jefferson, give me some. Give me some, Mr. Jefferson.
Put something in the love bank.
Give me something in the love bank. Yes.
But Michelle, I don't care how good that lady looked. I don't care what she talked about. God had you on layaway.
Yes.
You know, so he couldn't find nobody if he was looking for him.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's the beauty about the two of us. We talk about, you know, things like that. It, you know, because it doesn't bother me. I mean, like I said, that happened before me, and we discussed it, you know, because I'm not a jealous person like that. I mean, we discuss all those things. We talk about relationship before, during, and after. You know, we talk about those things, and it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, and I think, you know, I'm the type of person that even when I was looking, I don't ask of a man something to bring to the table if I'm not bringing the same thing or more, you know. And so, you know, prior to him, I had my own house of 22 years by myself, and I sold my house, and like I said, I'm downsized, and so and I gave myself 2 years, like I said, to live in where I lived in one of those 55 and over. Yeah. And then I was in the process of buying another house. And when we decided, because I decided to move into his house, you know, that was a challenge for me because I'm thinking, okay, this is your house and Juanita's house. You know, how am I going to make this my house? You know, because, you know, at the end of the day, this is still your house, you know, so how am I going to put my touch on this house?
Right.
And so we, you know, had a conversation around that. And I said, in order for me to move here, you know, I want to make it feel like it's home to me.
Right.
And so what we decided to do, I said, you know, can we remodel it? And so, and not only that, you know, I was willing to put my money into the house to remodel it. And so we came together and said, I put so much of my money into it and you put so much of your money into it. And, you know, and like you said, people listening to outside. And I'm not one of those people to listen to what family say or listen to what friends say. You know, people say, you putting your money into that house, it's not your house. And there's no way. I don't listen to that negativity because to me, it was about the two of us making this a home for us. Yeah. And he was all about making it comfortable for me. And so that's all I cared about. I don't care if my name's not on it. It's about us. We're building a life together. Yeah. And so and so to me, that's the return on investment.
It's called love.
Love.
Exactly. And so we went about and we remodeled just about the entire house. And so that was something that we did together. So now it's Michelle and TJ's house.
Right.
It just made me feel so good because his kids made it feel like it was our home, and they got this plaque and said, Michelle's kitchen. I mean, it was just,
Wow, that's so kind.
I mean, just thinking about it just make me tear up, because it just made me feel like now it feels like home to me.
Right.
Yeah. You know,
And
that's
so-
interesting.
Right.
Go ahead.
Darlene, so we decide to sell my house, and because when my wife passed, I moved out before I sold it. I couldn't be there. I would have never healed because she was in every room. She was all over the house.
Yeah.
So I moved out. I leased the place for a couple of years, and so we got ready to move. We moved into Darlene's house. So Darlene started renovating the house to make it so that David passed would have been over the house. And so I got a lot of clothes, to say the least. And when I say a lot, I mean, and books. I got clothes and books out the kudzu.
Bedroom, like
closet. And so she renovated, put closet in. I think I helped pay on the closet, a few things, but Darlene had most of it done, had the floors redone throughout the whole house.
The house repainted.
Painted and everything. So it made me feel like you, Michelle, it made me feel comfortable, because I was all right, but I wasn't at peace. I guess that's the word. I was comfortable, but I wasn't at peace. And when she did all of that, you know, and designed a closet just for me, and a couple of closets for me, and so that made me feel like to have the peace. But like you said, when you find love, Darlene and I don't have no money issues.
Right, it's us.
We don't worry about who paying or whatever. Now,
that's right.
We coming down here for Austin. This is Darlene and David's son. I drove my car, my gas. I got 2 rooms. I brought my youngest son with us because they on the 3rd floor. Ain't no elevator. Ain't doing all that.
Right.
But that don't bother me because Austin is ours.
That's right.
He called me Pops. You know, he called me Pops. Hey, Pops. So I love him dearly. I mean, like my own son. And so, like we said, we don't have no minor issues like that. You know,
that's
we
right.
Just, whoever get to the check first, pay it. You know,
that's right.
Right. And now we did move finally, and we now have a house that we bought together.
We had built.
Yeah, so we had a house built the way we wanted it to be built, based on what we loved from the other houses to now this house. And the other thing that some people, Michelle, you kind of touched on it, but I don't know if you didn't go into it, but I'll share just full and I. We still keep our finances separate. We have several bank accounts that he has my name on his, I have my name on his, and then we have a joint account where we put like a couple $100 in every couple of weeks, so that there's money always going into that account as an emergency fund. But you know, I know some people we've had on have said, I don't know how people could keep their money separate, how you keep the relationship together. It depends on who you are.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
You know, your marriage is not going to work out if you don't have your finances together. Some people got their finances together and it's jacked.
Right.
So we would just rather keep things we've never talked about. You pay this, I pay this. We pay our mortgage together, and the other things that need to get done once we set it up when we first moved to the house. Whoever's name was on it, that's your bill.
Right.
It's our bill, but that person pays. We don't really ever think about it.
But like Darlene said, her name is on everything I have. So,
that's right.
Her name's on what she have, and we don't concerned about. We're not concerned about. You know, if something happened to her, I'm not going to take the money and use it crazy. I'm going because I know that most of it is for her children. She want to live good, but she want her children to live a long time good.
That's right.
And I can trust her with my sons, my 2 sons. So trust. We have no trust factor. You know, a lack of trust.
Right. That's the same thing here. You know, we on each other's accounts. I mean, TJ, I don't pay for anything. He pays for everything. I buy the food. I'm responsible for the food. He's responsible for everything else. But we're on each other's joint accounts. But you know, but he knows if he needs him, I got his back. In the same way, I know he has my back. You know, and but you know, we have the utmost trust. I don't worry about anything, and likewise, I know he doesn't worry about anything.
Yeah.
You know,
isn't that good to be in a relationship where you're not concerned about a person keeping their word, showing up, coming home when they're supposed to come home, because because you're not that they're supposed to do any specific thing, but that relationship suggests that you automatically know that the person's gonna keep their word. They're gonna be where they say they're gonna be. You're not gonna have to question.
Trust is everything. Trust is everything.
Yeah, and your word is everything. And even in just I was thinking about too, Michelle, when you were talking about before and now and after, it just relationships. Just I can remember when I started looking at dating, how difficult it was for a woman in a middle-aged woman, right?
Yes.
It's very strange, Mr. Jefferson, for you even to say that you saw this person in the store and there was a connection, but nobody moved forward with the connection.
That's right.
In this society, there's just something that's happened with people not taking the next step.
That's right.
So I'm interested in you, or even dating and dealing with all of the foolery, like we 20 years old. People not keeping their word. They're Christian, they say, but they don't do the right things. And those are the things that for at least some of the women that I know struggle with, is just trying to find the right person. And we call ourselves saved and then save people. And so y'all have any just kind of thoughts on just the dating scene, and how do you help the audience of people that are looking for love again?
I just think people have to be honest. You know, that's the thing. I just think that people are just not honest when you're dating. You know, like the thing that I hated when I was dating is just like, you know, if a guy just, you know, didn't want a commitment, just say that. If you want to date, you know, other people and be open, just say that. So then I'll know if I want to jump in or jump out. You know what I mean? Just say that, because to me, in my opinion, it's no reason for anyone to play around. You know what I mean? Because it's just not. And at this age, I mean, because if you don't want to be exclusive, just say, I don't want to be exclusive. You know, just say, you know, because there's no reason to have hurt feelings and this and that. Just say, hey, I'm not willing to settle down. I'm not willing to have, you know, be exclusive to one person. Then that allows me to say whether or not I want to continue with you. But give me that choice. At least I know I have the option. And I can say that at least you were honest with me and told me that up front, versus you cheating on me. You know what I mean? And me finding it out. Just be honest. I don't know. I don't understand why people cannot just be honest up front when you're not married. Because if you're not married, to me, there's no such thing as you're cheating, because you're not married to anyone. You have that option. You know what I mean?
Be honest. Just be honest.
Just be honest. Because, you know, once you're married, to me, that's it. Because I am a very, very loyal person. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to do any activity. You know, that's just because once my trust is broken, once you've done it, I'm done. I just can't. My trust is gone. I can't even trust you, because I think if your love for me can't make you stop and think, don't do it, I'm out of here.
Look, Michelle, I told Fuller not too long ago, I said, now Fuller, now in this journey in my life, I don't have no energy for no lies.
That's right.
See, I'm like that. I have no energy for none.
Lie and say or do something, and if you're gonna regret it, you need to really think twice.
Right. I'm like that.
She told me she'll be through.
At this age, I'm done with that, because I feel like you're too old.
I can't chase you. I'm not gonna be trying to figure out why you did it. I'm not gonna be trying to call the phone. I'm not checking no more cell phones.
That's it. I'm not checking no phones.
I'm not
I'm with you on that.
A weird girlfriend or wife. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just tapped out.
She got the code to this phone. I got the code.
That's right.
See, we do too. That's why I said I'm not going behind you. I'm not getting a private detector. I'm not checking your phone. I'm not checking your account. I'm not doing any of that.
I don't have that kind of energy to do that. Yeah. But I told Darlene when I thought she might have been, I told her, I'm not dating to date. I'm like you. I'm like you, Michelle. I wanted a wife. Like Jefferson, I wanted a wife. I wasn't dating. Right. And Darlene called herself helping me to find somebody. It was. She said, I helped you out, because she had been through this, and she had saw me at church a lot. And I sit on the front row, and my wife, late wife, sat on the front row. And so she knew us. We knew I didn't know Darlene last name. All I know her name was Darlene. That's all I knew. And we didn't. And all she know was Bishop Fuller. So we saw that we enjoyed the praise and worship. And anytime she was singing, my wife would just late wife would just run out. I don't care who she was talking to, because we just loved Darlene. And so, that's all we knew. And when she came to my house with my kids were there, my sibling was there, and although we were surprised that she came by, but she came by because she loved love. She loved to see people heal and deliver. And here I am in a new territory. I've been married over 50 years, and here I am entering into a new. For them, know it's Twilight Zone, because I don't know how to date anymore, how to do this anymore.
That's right.
It's crazy. But I'm telling you, Christian women now, I don't know about them, because Darlene tell you, I had two phones. I had a work phone and a personal phone. And I'm telling you, some of the messages you saw on my work phone and some of the stuff and pictures and stuff, I showed them to her. I said, man, look, I ain't begging now. I said, but that's foul.
Okay, that's okay.
I could have somebody, but I was gonna be selected because I was gonna be.
That's right.
Here I am, one of the pastors at the church, and this woman for 2 or 3 weeks, a month, being upset, another woman sit with me.
That's right.
I wasn't going through all of that, and so I wanted. I'm the married type, the married kind. I want to be married. I love the camaraderie, the fellowship, the friendship, having somebody to come home to, someone to laugh with. And I tell you, I don't want to do all the talking, but I tell you, there's one thing that happened that where I know I really have to have somebody. Dr. Dollar had given me, we called me in a meeting, and we were in a meeting with marketing at the church, and we talking around the table. And he looked at me, he said, Bishop, I want you to do this podcast, because I used, one of my quotes is, it's called life. And there's no exemption. It's called life. Things happen to you. It's called life. And there's no exemption. And so he said, I want you to do a podcast on that. So I was so excited. And I didn't really I realized, I said, did I really hear him? So I went next door to ask my friend. He was in the meeting. I said, did Kraus say, Pastor Dollar said he's going to give me this podcast? He said, yeah, he's going to go. I was like in a zone now. They couldn't understand. And then I went to call somebody. I'm going to call my wife. I have one. And that's when I know that I really needed somebody in my life. And so I wound up calling Darlene, I think. I called Darlene. She said, well, you can call me. We'll talk. I don't want no sibling. I don't want no son or child. I wanted somebody that I could love, that I was in love with, somebody to share this joyful moment with. And I had nobody to share that joy with. And that kind of made us closer too.
Yeah, because I remember one time too, it was Mother's Day, and it would have been Fuller's first Mother's Day without Jean. And so he was like, I don't really know how to do life, because I'm used to buying gifts for Jean for Mother's Day. And I remember this so vividly. I said to him, well, I know you and we weren't in a relationship, but I said, you can buy me something then. I don't need you to buy me something like that. I'm just saying, because you're used to buying something for Jean, then buy something for me. You can give it to me because that's what you're used to. And some people may not understand that, but we did that as a way for us to say, you know what, going through that journey of losing a spouse is okay. Y'all were laughing in the background. What y'all laughing about?
Need that bridge. Need that bridge.
What y'all talking about back there?
No, it just reminded me of something he did for me. I was totally shocked when you said that.
What you want to talk about?
No, when you was talking about the gift, it reminded me of something he had done for me.
Okay, Michelle, you want to tell us, or you gonna keep it a secret?
Oh no, I'll tell you. When we normally go to Vegas every year for during our anniversary, because that's where he proposed to me at.
Okay,
it was such a shock when he proposed to me. I told you that last time, I think, the proposal. But we had gone there, and this dress that I was dying to have, it was very expensive. And I wanted this dress so badly. And I went to this place and I tried it on. And I said, oh my God, I just had to have this dress. It was just gorgeous on me, I must say. It was gorgeous. and I wanted this dress. I started crying. It was so cute. And so, and and I wanted it. And he said, well, no, let's just wait and we'll see. Let's don't get it right now. Let's just wait. You know, you don't really need any more dresses. You have enough clothes in your closet. And I said, well, yeah, you're probably right. So I was kind of a little disappointed, but I said he was right. I do have too many clothes. So we left out of the store. It was a Tory Burch dress. So you got so you already know. I went out the store and I was, but I went on. So anyway, we ended, just left the place and came on home. And I was in the kitchen cooking breakfast, and the doorbell rang, and I'm still cooking. And when I finished cooking, I came over to the couch and I see something on the couch, and I'm thinking, what is that on the couch? And I said, oh, something came from me. I didn't have a clue.
Right.
So I opened it up, and oh my God, it was my dress.
I love it.
He had my dress. He had went behind me, and I had no clue that he had called back up to the store and had the lady ship my dress to the house, and it had came while we were gone. And he had the dress. And I was so oblivious. I didn't even know that that's what was on the couch. Because I had walked past the couch, and then I came back on the couch. And then I looked, and I opened it up, and it was my dress inside the box. And I just fell out, and I was so, oh my God.
You still getting do good. What do you call it?
Yes. I should go get this dress and show it to you. It was, oh my God, this dress was so gorgeous. Oh my God. I was like, yes.
That's so good.
Yes.
That is so good.
That's romantic.
I think I posted on Facebook. I was so excited. But even the proposal was like, because he always takes me to Vegas, used to be on my birthday, and we always go to a nice restaurant to celebrate my birthday. And so, and we were going to go to this restaurant, and he said, well, this time, can we change the restaurant? And I said, I don't care. We can go to a different restaurant. Didn't matter to me. And so, and when we got to the restaurant, it was inside of the Paris Hotel on the top floor, the Eiffel Hotel, And so, and I said, man, it's dark in here. And when we got to the table, it had our names on the menu. And I said, oh man, you went way out for my birthday this time. And still I'm oblivious because it wasn't unusual, because like I said, he always would take me to a nice restaurant for my birthday in Vegas. And so, and I said, you went way out. I said, you even have everything on the menu that I like, all of my favorite things. And I said, oh, wow, you went way out for my birthday. And so we're eating. It was like a 4-course meal. And I'm thinking, okay, this is really nice. And so when we got to the dessert part, how they bring your meal out in the little silver container, And so when they brought it out, I see this man standing behind me, and it was like several people standing behind me. And he opened up the container, and it was my ring, and it lit up. And the guy was singing, and TJ by that time was on his knees.
Okay.
And I said, oh my God. And the plate came, and it said, will you marry me? And I just fell out, and the ring was lit up. Look at my box. The ring had, you got to go get this. The ring was inside of this box, and the box was lit up, and it was people around us, and they were singing, and it was and we were on the top floor, and if you ever been to Vegas, they have the Bellagio where the water things up, so you could see the water fountains going up, and TJ was on his knees, and he was asking me at the same time that the box was lit up, and the plate said, will you marry me? And the box was lit up like that. With my ring in it.
Oh, wow.
The light. It had a light on it.
Right.
And I just boo-hooed and cried, and I said, oh, I gotta call my daughter. And I said, TJ just proposed to me. She said, Mom, we
already know.
It was like 12 midnight, and it was like right on the nose, 12 midnight.
Wow, that's so romantic.
Everyone already knew. I said, y'all knew and I didn't know.
Wasn't that good?
Jefferson, you're a bad man. You're a bad man.
and I had noticed that day he was kind of seeming like he was like, kind of, he didn't seem like himself. And I saw him kept writing stuff, but I wasn't paying attention. Well, he was writing his words, what he was going to say to me. That's what he had been doing throughout the whole day.
That's so good.
Yeah. So don't you guys want people just like us to experience love again?
Yeah.
There's so many single people.
And to cut you off when we talking about that, the ring, I paid pretty good for it.
Oh yeah.
And so I was scared to death, but to be packing something like that.
Yeah, because it was very
on my own possession. I mean, every time I had it in that little bag, and I just kept saying, I just kept filling the pocket, because I said, I got to keep this. I gotta keep it, because I had insurance on it, but then I had to take care of it.
Right. Oh, that's a great love story. Great love story.
Michelle been such a jewel to me, and we talk about everything like we said
nothing
before,
we don't talk about. Everything.
And we talk about the finances and everything that we have. And like I tell her all the time, I say, you don't have to worry, baby. Everything is in progress, and everything is available for you, and everything that will take care and sustain you. And so, I mean, we just have that relationship, and it's a relationship that you don't have to wonder about. I have to tell her something.
No work.
Just take it easy. You're doing too much.
Like Darlene, like you said, you're blind in one of your eyes. See, like I'm totally deaf in my left ear. I was born deaf. Yeah.
Wow.
And so, and he was totally understanding, because, I'm thinking, how is he going to deal with that? Because I don't like tip. And he was such a jewel. He said, well, it's okay,
Yep. Love is blind, and love do what love do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So look, you guys, we have been on here. I was counting. Well, I was looking at the clock. 47 minutes.
Oh,
yes. Wow.
We have been chatting away, and this is part 2. We had so much to talk about in part 1 and part 2, and we're gracious and grateful, thankful. And just thankful for you guys sharing this story, because those that are in your circle probably hadn't heard some of the things that you're sharing, and then people that are in our circle get a chance. Last week we had almost 1,000 views from the segment with you guys. That's a lot of views.
Right.
That's
some churches have.
That's a lot of views. Yeah. We've been doing this now almost 5 years.
Yeah, going on.
And we can kind of average what we believe is a really good show. And not that all of our shows have been really great, but people are looking for love.
Right.
And they tune in and they're listening into that tip, that nugget.
And you give them hope. Y'all love stories.
There is hope.
And and you can find love again.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Baby, you're gonna have to find.
I got it.
Patience is a virtue. And look, and don't rush and end up with some mess.
Right. Exactly.
So we don't want you to. We're not suggesting that love is just gonna pop up. Out of nowhere. It's developed, right?
Right.
And so
15 years.
Yes.
I can't wait to get to Fort Worth. You guys come to Atlanta, because I would like to go out and visit with y'all guys.
Yeah, let's
okay.
Yes, for sure.
All right.
Thank you both for joining us again.
Yeah.
This is our song, or y'all song.
In the sky.
Moving on
up. Thank you guys.
Thank you
for part 2 of GodFidence.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, last part. We got to kick it out, you guys. See you guys. See you guys later. Thank you for joining GodFidence.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.